Mahiro dreamed that Nyaruko appeared under a tree and reminded him of their promise to kiss there. Mahiro asked her not to bring it up again, saying that he already understood. He admitted that he liked her too, then asked her to close her eyes. Nyaruko did as he said, blushing while waiting for his lips to touch hers. But before it could happen, a nightmare jolted Mahiro awake, causing him to fall out of bed. Startled, he noticed a body pillow with Nyaruko's picture lying on his mattress. He immediately kicked it and threw it out the window. At school, Nyaruko told Tama that her body hurt and complained that Mahiro was cruel, since not only did he reject her, he also threw her out of the window. It turned out that she had actually been inside that pillow Mahiro tossed away that morning. Nyaruko admitted she doubted Mahiro's courage, while Tamo just smiled at her. Nyaruko thought that after their recent vacation together, she and Mahiro would grow closer. Tamao suggested maybe Mahiro was only embarrassed, and that Nyaruko should try being more forward. Nyaruko worried that if she did that, she might ruin Mahiro's day. But Tamao encouraged her, saying she should focus on her own spirit and never break Mahiro's heart. Those words gave Nyaruko confidence to keep trying. After school, Nyaruko invited Mahiro to take a longer route home so they could go on a date. She teased that he must be really excited to spend time together. Mahiro reminded her that Yoriko had asked them to shop for Hazuda's daily necessities, like plates and chopsticks. Hazuda was eager to go shopping with Mahiro, while Fuko asked him to buy Dagaman, but Mahiro refused. Nyaruko, meanwhile, thought that the shopping district had plenty of hiding spots and she planned to get rid of Fuko and Hazuda, who she saw as nothing but obstacles. Mahiro, however, urged Hazuda to hurry along and Nyaruko quickly followed them. Once they reached the shopping mall, Nyaruko was thrilled to see so many items on display. When they visited a pottery shop, Hazuda asked what they should buy. Mahiro told her to choose since she would be the one using it. She picked a pair of bowls, but Mahiro asked her to put them back. Nyaruko then tried on a pair of glasses and asked Mahiro what he thought, but he said nothing. Instead, Fuko was the one who looked captivated by her appearance and glasses. Nyaruko was surprised and disappointed that Mahiro wasn't interested, so she put the glasses on him to show how good they were. Mahiro resisted at first, but she insisted until he finally wore them. Both Nyaruko and Hazuda were amazed at how handsome Mahiro looked in glasses. Fuko also tried on a pair of glasses and showed them to Nyaruko. Instead, Nyaruko reminded her not to play around with store merchandise, leaving Fuko sad. They then went to a sleepwear store where Hazuda tried on a cute cat-themed pajama set. She asked Mahiro what he thought and if he would take care of her. Hearing that, Nyaruko quickly pushed her aside and asked Mahiro whether he preferred being close with her while wearing pajamas or without them. She even boasted about looking beautiful in her natural state. Mahiro was shocked by her shamelessness and told her to calm down, asking why she always had to think in such a suggestive way. Suddenly, Fuko appeared wearing a stylish pajama outfit and tried to get Nyaruko's attention. Annoyed, Nyaruko accused Fuko of always being inappropriate, asking if she had no shame either. After finishing their shopping, they stopped by the food court to rest. Nyaruko proudly showed off a fun bag she had bought from a toy store during a sale. Fuko and Hazuda were curious about what was inside, but Nyaruko wouldn't let them see. Just then, Nyaruko's phone buzzed with a message from her boss asking about the dream world. Mahiro was confused, not knowing what that meant. Fuko explained that the dream world was a deeper layer of the subconscious, where all people on Earth were connected. Nyaruko reminded Mahiro of the mass killing of gods who once protected the dream world. She explained that the dream world acted like a fortress guarding human souls, which was why the planet's defense forces would never ignore it and were surely checking the situation. Mahiro asked if something bad was happening. Nyaruko said the dream world was currently empty, and although the main entrance to the waking world was guarded, the spiritual backdoor was wide open for attack. Mahiro was alarmed, realizing how dangerous that was. Some aliens could only send their thoughts across the universe, and that was why Nyaruko was there. She told her friends not to worry, assuring them that they would see how capable she was in action. But Mahiro wasn't so quick to believe her. Suddenly, an old man with long hair appeared. He said his mission was to free the souls pulled by gravity, or in other words, by the entertainment of Earth. He introduced himself as Nodens, claiming to be the one who controlled the Earth. Just when Nodens was about to act, Louis arrived to stop him. She declared that she would never allow the planet that provided the water of life to fall into the hands of villains. Louis then introduced herself as a witch. At that moment, she noticed Mahiro and the others watching her performance. It turned out that Louis and Nodens had simply been putting on a show for the visitors. Embarrassed, Louis quickly ran away, while Nodens apologized to the children for the confusion. On the way home, Mahiro was still puzzled about what had just happened with Louis. Neruko suspected that Louis had gone to the shrine to change her occupation from a takoyaki seller into a witch, though Neruko admitted she really liked Louis's outfit. Suddenly, Tamao blocked their path and raised her weapon. She introduced herself as a member of the Great Yif race and warned that Earth was in danger. She then aimed her weapon at Mahiro and the others. Not long after, Mahiro woke up in a strange room. Neruko immediately rushed to him. Mahiro was shocked to see Neruko's face right in front of him and reached out to touch it. Neruko handed him a mirror, and Mahiro was stunned to see his reflection showing Neruko's face. Neruko explained that it seemed their bodies had been swapped. Realizing this, Mahiro shouted in panic. Mahiro gathered everyone else to figure out what was going on. At that moment, Tamao apologized, regretting what had happened. Hazuda explained that Tamao was actually being used as a vessel by Isuka, who had traveled into their time using a projection of her spirit. Isuka admitted she was borrowing Tamao's body. Curious and frustrated, Mahiro asked how such a thing was possible and demanded an explanation. Isuka confessed her goal was to save Earth. She had originally tried to borrow Neruko's body but had mistakenly swapped Mahiro and Neruko instead. Mahiro asked if Isuka could fix everything, and she replied that it could be done with her projector, but it needed to be recharged first. Mahiro grew irritated, but his friends tried to calm him down. Isuka explained that the Yif race lived for knowledge. They used their abilities to experience entertainment produced by Earth's history. She said she was trying to protect Earth from extremists among the Yif, some of whom wanted to transfer their consciousness into every human being in order to experience Earth's entertainment directly. Their only chance to act was now, but the dream world was currently inactive. Hearing this, Fuko and Neruko smiled. Isuka begged for Mahiro and the others' help in stopping the extremists. Neruko agreed, saying that Earth was indeed in trouble. According to Hazuga, there was no need to complicate things by moving Izuka's consciousness again. She could simply ask for Neruko's help directly. Mahiro jumped up, scolding Izuka for not taking responsibility for what she had done. Izuka had excused herself, explaining that since she was inside Temo's body, she had to return to living Temo's normal daily life. She added that the projector's recharge would be complete by tomorrow night. After she left, Mahiro asked his friends if they should skip school the next day. Neruko disagreed, reminding him that most of a student's life happened at school, so it couldn't be ignored. Mahiro then asked what Neruko was thinking at the moment, and she admitted she was excited about going to school with him. Mahiro felt so annoyed that he wished he could smack her, but held himself back. Soon after, Neruko stood up. Mahiro asked where she was going, and she said she wanted to take a bath, though she described it as sprinkling a little water on the flowers. Mahiro was puzzled why she didn't just say she was going to bathe. Neruko teased him, saying he should speak more gently, since he was currently in a girl's body. Mahiro was irritated at being called a girl. Hazuda asked if he was okay and suggested that maybe Mahiro should try getting used to being in a female body for a while. Hazuda even reassured him not to worry, saying he would protect him. At that moment, Fuko immediately tied Hazuda up. Mahiro asked Fuko what she wanted, and Fuko's face turned red as she looked at him. Mahiro reminded her that the body she was seeing belonged to Neruko, even though it was his own mind inside. Fuko kept moving closer, saying that she was not only in love with Neruko's body, but also with the chance of being near it. Hearing this left Mahiro surprised, and when Fuko leaned in as if she wanted to kiss Neruko's form, Mahiro quickly held her back. Not long after, Neruko returned from her bath. She looked cheerful and admitted that experiencing a male body was surprising to her, even making her blush when she thought about it. She laughed as she explained that girls could never fully understand how it felt. Mahiro became irritated and asked what she had been doing in the bathroom. Neruko simply giggled about her discovery, which made Mahiro so frustrated that he scolded her. That night, Mahiro undressed to take a bath. He tried hard not to look at Neruko's body reflected in the mirror, and even when he sank into the tub, he kept his eyes closed. As he observed his hands underwater, he thought about how incredible it was that Neruko had always fought with such determination while protecting him, despite having such a delicate body. He began to realize that he should probably treat her with more kindness. Suddenly, Neruko entered the bathroom, which made Mahiro immediately dunk his head under the water in embarrassment, reminding him that since their bodies were switched, there was no need to feel embarrassed, especially because she already knew everything about him. This only made Mahiro angrier, and he snapped at her. After finishing his bath, he looked awkward while having to put on women's clothes. Later that night, they all gathered in Mahiro's room. He was confused about why all three of them were there. Neruko explained that she wanted to protect both his body and mind from Fuko. Fuko admitted that she also wanted to protect him, while Hazuda said she was worried about him. When Mahiro questioned them further, the truth came out. Neruko wanted to stay close to him. Thuko wanted to enjoy being near Naruko's body, and Hazuda admitted she wanted to spend more time with Mahiro. Mahiro then wrote a formal statement and had Naruko mark it with her fingerprint as proof of agreement. The note stated that once Naruko returned to her original body, she would hand it over to Thuko. Naruko strongly refused, but Thuko accepted it happily. Mahiro then ordered Thuko to take both Hazuda and Naruko out of his room, which she immediately did, carrying them straight to the living room while they pleaded to be put down. Still, Thuko kept walking. Mahiro felt relieved once they were gone and began to wonder whether he could return to his own body, placing his hopes on Isuka. The next day at school, Mahiro asked his classmates where Tama was, but they said she had not arrived yet. This made Mahiro think that Isuka might have lied to him. At that moment, Naruko felt as though fate had given her a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Mahiro noticed her staring off into thought and assumed she was coming up with something reckless again. Soon the teacher entered, announcing that he had received a message from Takahiko saying that Tamao would not be coming to school. Mahiro found it strange since Tamao rarely ever skipped class. He then noticed Naruko muttering to herself before she suddenly pulled him to the front of the classroom. The teacher looked puzzled, wondering what Mahiro was doing. Using Mahiro's body, Naruko boldly declared her feelings for herself, shocking the entire class. She even went as far as to call out a proposal of marriage. Mahiro could hardly believe Naruko had gone that far.